Hey, what's the deal, man? This is Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag, and I'm actually doing this impromptu video as we speak right now. You know, I, I don't like making videos like this. I'm not a fan of doing these kind of videos. Um, you know, while I was recording the video for and this is it's 11:11 right now as we speak. As I was recording the video for my thing on AEW, and Tony Khan and the creative and such, I got something in my Twitter timeline from Don Tony, and he mentioned something about how his heart was shredded and such, and he had a picture of Kevin Castle, and I didn't know what that was about. And as you know, as the Discord started happening, people were coming from the Discord and such. He announced that Kevin Castle had passed away. You know, I was a big fan of both Don Tony and Kevin Castle, especially during like the mid 2010s. You know, Kevin Castle was a guy who, and I never met the guy. I never met the man the day in my life. I never met him. I never met Don Tony, but I kind of feel like, you know, these are people who I look up to in this, you know, in this business. You know, I'm a small wrestling podcaster. I'm a small wrestling guy. You know what I mean? But I've always loved pro wrestling from the time that I was young. You know, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really talk about pro wrestling with a lot of people, only with like a small few. You know, as of right now, like I said, I'm not, you know, the wilding out person. I'm not right now. I'm not in that space, especially hearing that news. You know, he was very opinionated, and I think that's what I loved about Kevin Castle, you know, because he thought the same way how I thought. You know, he thought stuff with common sense in this business. You know, I first heard of him and Don Tony when they was part of the TV Tracks YouTube channel. And I will always go and see what they had to say about wrestlers' opinions and such. I was always eager. I found Solar Monster there too. And so, you know, with Kevin Castle, I've always had like that striking, you know, that like he was that dude. He was that dude. He did not give a fuck about his opinion, you know, about what people thought about him and his opinions and stuff from pro wrestling, because, you know, I feel the same way. He's a Brooklyn guy like me. You know what I mean? A native New Yorker like me. And just hearing about his passing, that kind of like, it, you know, it made me feel a way, because again, like this was a person who I was a fan of, you know, him, the wrestling soup guys and such, you know, but like I said, he was always opinionated. He always made me laugh. And, you know, whenever I used to hear hear what he has to say, like I always fucking chuckled. Like, you know, yeah, you know, I heard that he had health issues and such. It sucks, man. It really fucking sucks. Death sucks, you know, and to hear about his passing, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, and I was in a good mood. I was legit in a good mood. And just hearing this, you know, I'm like, fuck. Man, it's just, oh man, this is fucking sad, man. It's just like the day was just going great. And then just hearing this he definitely was an OG in the wrestling podcasting world. You know, an OG. Like I said, he was like that uncle who you could speak to about fucking wrestling and such. You know, he had different taste of music and such, but again, wrestling is pretty much what I had that connection with Kevin Castle, man. My condolences and my prayers go out to him and his family. You know, and also my love and prayers go out to Don Tony and the wrestling soup guys. You know what I mean? John Draper and everybody there. You know what I mean? He will be missed. He'll be missed for sure. I'm about to be out, guys. You know what I'm saying? I hope, you know, that tomorrow brings a better day. You know what I mean? Yeah, it fucking sucks. I'm out. Peace.